Okay, for you to understand the Cringtro of this video, Tobey Maguire was just cast as Charlie Chaplin, an iconic character back when movies were still silent. Alright, here you go. Hello movie fans, thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. Oh my god, we have just been bombarded with glorious movie news this entire week. So much stuff has been going down because of CinemaCon and even outside of CinemaCon. I really want to thank every single one of you guys who have been clicking on those CinemaCon videos. I stay up late making them for you, rounding up all that news. Feeling very tired, but you guys are making it extremely worth it. So again, thank you. I'll leave links in the description if you haven't caught up with any of those videos. But today on SideFlick, we are still going to be continuing on with some more CinemaCon announcements because Walt Disney and Paramount Pictures did have short and small presentations. Not enough stuff announced for them to get their own video, but stuff I still wanted to talk about here on SideFlick. We have this unbelievable drama with Fast and Furious 10 and the director leaving the movie. The horror video game Poppy's Playtime is getting a film. That along with so much more. So I'm gonna need you guys to give me your opinions with everything we discuss here today. It's gonna be a nice chunky SideFlick, so be sure you're hitting that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and well, let's just dive into it. So some really quick stuff that happened outside of CinemaCon that you guys wanted me to talk about was the Super Mario movie being delayed. You guys might have heard by now that instead of the film being released December of this year, it has now been moved to April 7th, 2023. Nintendo went ahead and came out and officially said it themselves. We don't really have an idea of why, but I think the obvious answer is the animation is taking longer than expected. They don't want to rush the project, so they'd rather just stall it out. And we've actually been seeing that happen with a lot of other animated movies. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Puss in Boots, all these animated films being delayed because I guess it's just taking longer to make what they want. Only thing that makes me sad about that is whenever we thought we were going to get the first look at Super Mario, now we have to wait a little bit more. Okay, but now finally getting on to some of the CinemaCon stuff here that happened with the Walt Disney and Paramount panel. Starting off here with Walt Disney, we knew they weren't really going to be announcing a lot of stuff because they have their own convention D23 where they make big announcements. Nevertheless, they showed a lot of footage to the people that attended. Starting off here with them showing 30 minutes of Lightyear. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and read to you a description of the 30 minutes of footage. One, that would take way too long, and that's basically spoiling a lot for the movie, but I do want to tell you some of the reactions that I've been seeing online, and from everything I've heard is that Lightyear is gonna make you cry. Almost every single reaction I have seen from people who have seen those 30 minutes of Lightyear say they start bawling immediately. Other standouts is that Socks the robotic cat is actually really funny, which kind of surprises me because I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, but Socks wasn't that funny in the trailers. But I have seen people who also agreed with my sentiment that he wasn't funny in the trailers, but in the movie, the cat is hilarious. Along with that, they really love the attention to detail that Lightyear has with some of the science fiction going on. They're saying it's really inspiring and the set designs are just great. So Lightyear looks like a fantastic movie and I can't wait for that. Then from there, they went on to show 20 minutes of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And again, I wasn't going to go ahead and read to you the 20-minute description. Instead, I was just going to mention some bullet points and reactions to it. But then Marvel Canada kinda effed up. Some fans noticed today that if you went to the Marvel Canada YouTube channel, a bunch of little TV spots and trailers for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness were accidentally posted onto their homepage, but not public yet. They were unlisted, and it basically gave away some of the cameos in the movie along with other bits of footage. Now, I don't think these are gigantic spoilers. This is stuff that we've kind of heard about that will be happening, but still, if you're someone who just doesn't want to be spoiled at all with Doctor Strange coming out next week, maybe skip to the next topic. But showing you just the footage real quick, hopefully this won't get my video taken down.
Stephen Strange. The Illuminati will see you now. We will see what kind of Doctor Strange you are.
That right there looks absolutely amazing. We're gonna get Professor X in his iconic yellow chair. Finally, after the Fox series deprived us of those costumes, we're gonna get to see some. Also, Captain Carter fighting Scarlet Witch. oh, that fight is going to be insane. It's also cool to see that she has like a jetpack on her back. And then finally confirming, nail in the coffin, superior Iron Man Tom Cruise, he's not going to be in the movie, guys. As much as we would have liked it, this will be Maria Rambeau, and I still think that's going to be awesome to see. But okay, probably the biggest part of their announcements here and the stuff I can actually talk about is Avatar 2. So the attendees there were given IMAX 3D glasses that I'm telling you look gigantic. And they were shown basically a 1-minute trailer for the new Avatar movie that has now gotten the confirmed title of Avatar: The Way of Water. I think that title is okay. We know that this one was going to be very sea-centric, showing you the ocean life of Pandora. And look, attendees there have been kind of mixed. I've seen some people say that the movie does look absolutely stunning. There's like 0 human characters on screen. Visual effects are really good, but maybe that the motion rate of the characters is a little hard to get behind. And then I've seen some other people that say it just looks kind of like the last movie, just a little bit more detailed, a little bit more vibrant. I'm going to be really curious to see that trailer, and we're going to get it pretty soon because they did announce that the first trailer for Avatar 2 will premiere exclusively in theaters only during Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So it'll be in theaters for a week, and then after that week, they'll release it online to the general public. I'm kind of conflicted on that because that means I'll be able to see the Doctor Strange trailer on the big screen, but then other people who maybe can't afford or don't have the time to go out to see Doctor Strange right away will probably have their first look at Avatar 2, a movie that's known to be visually stunning, through someone's secondhand recorded off their iPhone, uploaded to YouTube. So I think it's kind of dumb in that respect, but also I do respect James Cameron because he believes in the theater experience, and this is a showcase of that. You want to see one of the biggest movies in the world? Go to the theater, man. So that was basically Disney's panel, and then today we were given the Paramount Pictures panel that we also knew wasn't going to be very long or even reveal a lot, because most of the panel would be taken up with a full screening of Tom Cruise's new movie, Top Gun Maverick. So before they played the movie, they did have a sizzle reel where they showed some footage and logos of upcoming movies, stuff like Transformers Rise of the Beast, the new Dungeons and Dragons movie with Chris Pine that they announced, the animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie that'll be coming out next year. People said that they even saw a logo for Scream, but it didn't have a new title or a tagline. It was literally just the logo Scream. But one logo that people did notice that kind of caught their attention is we got here the title for the Quiet Place prequel. It'll now be titled A Quiet Place Day One. Now this movie is going to be its own separate story and not have the John Krasinski family with Emily Blunt and all those characters that we've been seeing in the last 2 films. And you know what? That's really refreshing to me. Just see someone else's family who doesn't have the advantage of already talking in sign language. I'm curious to see how another family would survive where they have to learn sign language or communicate without speaking, how they survived, what they think these aliens are, anything new. I think that would just be fun. So that's really awesome that we're getting that, and the title makes it clear it's a prequel and the start of this invasion. But also don't fear, because it was also made clear that A Quiet Place 3 with the Krasinski family is happening. So if you still wanted another movie with that family, we are gonna get it. No word yet though if John Krasinski will direct this one, but you never really know. Still, that's exciting. 2 more Quiet Place movies. Then we were also given the new title for Mission Impossible 7, which is now going to be called Mission Impossible Death Reckoning Part 1. And that for sure is a title. I don't think it really rolls off the tongue or has the effect I would like, but that really doesn't matter because I've just loved these Mission Impossible movies and they just continue to get better and better. They did also showcase a couple bits of footage. So reading to you here a reaction from an attendee who was there at CinemaCon, Eric Davis, who works for Fandango, says, we just watched the first footage from the next Mission Impossible movie, Mission Impossible Death Reckoning. Horse chases, motorcycle chases, tons of running, train fights, cruise launches off a cliff on a motorcycle. Holy crap, I'm in love. Again, this is also going to be the last 2 Mission Impossible movies, as you can tell from part 1 and 2. And I just know the ending for part 1 is going to break my heart with probably someone on the team dying. Don't be you, Benji. And then the presentation ended with them getting to see the entire movie of Top Gun Maverick. So reading to you here a reaction from someone who just finished watching the movie, Eric Davis says, one word, wow. Top Gun Maverick is absolutely terrific. In every conceivable way, the action and flying is crazy intense and continually changes and evolves. You're on the edge of your seat. I was not prepared for how emotional it was too. The crowd cheered dozens of times. It's the real deal. So that should be exciting for a lot of Top Gun fans, and I can't wait to check that out. But okay, now moving away from the CinemaCon stuff and talking about some of the stuff that's been happening in the movie space, we gotta talk about Fast and Furious 10 aka Fast X. So if you didn't hear, earlier this week we got word that the director Justin Lin, who has directed like half of the Fast and Furious movies all the way from Tokyo Drift, Fast 5, Fast 6, even recently Fast 9. After 1 week into filming Fast X, he came out and decided to quit, stepping down as director and leaving Universal and that team to find a new one. You might have even also seen this Instagram post that Vin Diesel had where he was talking to the director days before he publicly quit, and you can just feel the awkward tension and how that guy wanted to leave.
What do you think, Justin?
Week 1. Just finished week 1.
How does it feel?
Feels like the beginning of an epic ending.
Is it fair to say that this will be the best one?
In my heart, yes.
But the story continues on from there because we have gotten updates on the situation, and it's said right now that every day they don't find a new director, it is costing Universal at least $1 million every day. But as much as it's costing them every day to look for this director, if they hire one, they're going to want to make changes, because it's basically like you stepping into someone else's house. You're going to want to make it feel like your own. So you're going to like, all right, repaint this wall, change this, let's have this story element taken out, and that's going to cost even more money. I'm just really curious what exactly happened on set that made Justin Lin go, I'm done with this franchise right now. Because he still is on as producer, so something terrible didn't happen. But everyone speculates it could be Vin Diesel's ego, the same way that Dwayne Johnson no longer wants to be part of the franchise, and now this director. The ongoing joke right now is just let Vin Diesel direct this movie then if he thinks he can handle everything. So we'll just have to wait and see, but I gotta admit, this is an interesting development for the final 2 Fast and Furious movies. And then a horror movie that was announced here that came out of the blue that, you know what, I'm pretty excited about is Deadline here reported that the survival horror video game Poppy Playtime will be turned into a feature-length movie. If you're not familiar with the game, the synopsis goes as in the game, a former employee of Playtime Co. receives a cryptic message on a VHS tape. The tape prompts him to revisit an abandoned Playtime toy factory following the mysterious disappearance of their entire staff. From the point forward, the goal of the game is to explore the factory by solving various puzzles while avoiding terrifying enemies in order to uncover the mystery of what happened to this missing staff. Some of y'all might be familiar with watching other YouTubers do gameplays of this because it's very terrifying and fun, but also on the other side of that, the video game community is kind of against this movie, or at least a chunk of them are. One, because this game only recently came out in December, and there's really only about 30 minutes worth of playtime. It's an unfinished game. They're recently coming out with a chapter 2, so like a second part of the game, but from everything I'm understanding and reading up is the video game community really does not like the way that this studio is just marketing the hell out of this game before it's even fully released. It feels like they're trying to milk this before it even becomes successful, and I think that's just an interesting response that I've seen out of people, because all I was thinking as someone who casually has seen the game and then heard the plot synopsis, I was like, oh, this could be awesome. I think it's exciting, but I understand the criticisms. How do you guys feel about Poppy Playtime getting a film? But that is everything going on in the movie space. I want to thank you guys so much again for taking time to watch this video. Don't be forgetting to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on my other social medias, Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.